Hello, everybody. This is a spoiler-free review. First off, it's been 2 years since the end of FIM. It's been a year and a half since I've done a pony review on this channel. But now, today, that ends. My Little Pony: A New Generation. The beginning of the 5th incarnation of the My Little Pony franchise started in 1984. After 10 years of tremendous mass success, the birth of a brand new fandom, and 223 active episodes, and even a comedy spin-off, Pony Life, which we will revisit, it is time for the next generation to begin. A 90-minute movie that acts as a backdoor pilot for the series to come. There's been a lot of hype about this. There's been a lot of worry about it. There's been a lot of emotions. There's been a lot of fan art. There's been a lot of goofy memes. But now it's time to get down to brass tacks. Is a new generation worthy to stand among the lights of its predecessors and gain its respect? TLDR? Yes. Without spoiling anything, this 90-minute movie does what the My Little Pony the movie back 4 years ago did for the Gen 4 franchise, showing Pony bigger, better, and happier than it has ever been. But its themes, its morals of getting over each other's differences, growing as a people, and not allowing fear and mistrust to guide our world, is a much necessary modern message, especially to the children of today, when all they're surrounded by on the news and even in schools is the unwarranted creation of hate and mistrust. As the generations become less and less physically social and more soaked into their social media, the movie doesn't take the opportunity to take a stab at the negatives of social media, but does highlight a little bit of its negative effects and consequences. But shows the impact of internet celebrity even in that same nugget in a positive light. But the movie doesn't dwell on it, nor does it dwell on its clearly activist-focused character. In fact, there isn't a lot of activism or any of that stuff here. A lot of those things are brought up and passed on. Instead, focusing on the message and focusing on the fear that has happened since the previous generation. Ponies of all types don't trust each other. They fear each other. With advertisements galore and even products to help curb the fear. But one pony, Sunny Star Scout, thanks to the lessons of her father and the stories of the world of Gen 4, believes in a world that is different. A world that we, as pony fans, know to be true. But when the other principal characters run into Izzy, who comes from another town altogether, a unicorn village. Things get interesting. As Sunny tries to learn the truth and be the guiding key, the other four main characters follow her lead, but also act as world guides to the brand spanking new Equestria. The five principal leads, led by Oriana Grande's Sunny Star Scout, are a great celebrity focus, yes, but also great cast. Izzy steals the show in this movie. Her bubbly energy and naive positivity is immediately just like her generational predecessor, Pinkie Pie, infectious. James Marsden from the Sonic movie takes on his trailblazer, a law-abiding sheriff who happens to be Sonny's childhood friend, but he's just focused on maintaining the status quo. Pip and Zip are the royal Pegasi princesses. One is a celebrity and the other is a researcher and genius. They have their sisterly spats. Yeah, it's only a team of 5 for now, in my mind. But this team of 5 quickly grows on you. Each character given their own spots to isolate their characters, much like the pilot from the generation before. But this movie is mostly focused on introducing the new Equestria. What has happened to our old world? And trust me, a lot has happened. And yes, there is a villain, but the villain is not much here. And really doesn't really do that much harmful, which is typical of My Little Pony. Instead of focusing on a big bad supervillain, it focuses instead on the message or lack of proper message and what fear and anger and misunderstanding of history and culture and the wrong words and the wrong generational lessons can lead to. The pain and hurt that goes with the passage of time and the forgottenness of the lessons learned. But to always keep walking, keep the faith, keep believing, even though every day is a struggle and it's not going to be instantly fixed. But it's the idea of starting, of beginning, of getting it right. It's the power of coming together despite everything. It's deciding not to live in fear of the other person at your door. To not listen to things that you may not find true. But to stand with your friends, to stand with society and make the world better, one step at a time. One person can make a difference, but it's a process. This movie is nearly the beginning of a much greater adventure unbeknownst to our heroes. But It's a start, and it's definitely a good one. The music in this is filled with energy, and it's filled with lighthearted gr- messages and great energy. That song is fit right in, and trust me, if you hear it, you'll know it. It's right up there with some of the classic pony songs from Gen 4, and it's Izzy's show-stopping number. Again, she is best character in this movie, don't at me. But all the characters do well. The animation is excellent. Eyes are expressive, emotions are given. Yes, the 3D may not allow for the many crazy movements we were used to a generation before, but the fact that it looks clean, looks bright, and some of the long shots are breathtaking to look at. Things in this movie are expertly done and not really distracting. The movie is over relatively quickly in its 90-minute runtime, and it doesn't waste time being distracted by too many things. Yeah, for the most part, the jokes land, and yes, you've seen some of the best ones already released yet, but there are a few that have not been that are solid at best. And that's what this movie is. A solid 5 out of 6 from our old pony scale. Yes, this will technically go under Kadic reviews, but because it's a pony movie, we're using the pony scale. And no, it's still 6. We're not going down to 5 because there's only 5 minutes. For a backdoor pilot to the beginnings of a new pony generation, unlike Transformers the movie that had the unenviable task of doing that for Transformers all the way back in the 80s, this one actually succeeds. The spirit and soul of the generation before lives and breathes through this movie, and it doesn't really have to rely on references to get it there. Although, for Gen 4 fans of old, the very beginning of the movie has a very, very touching and opening scene that might bring a few to tears. This is a great start for something that I hope becomes another 10-year odyssey that this channel will document. It's great to be back in the fold. Welcome back, Equestria. We missed you. My Little Pony A New Generation gets a 5 out of 6. Or in the old Kadic review scale, it gets a solid 9 out of 10. Sure, it may not yet reach the emotional high of its generational brethren yet, but again, it's start. And it's got a lot of things to go through. 2 days from now, we'll be back here. But be aware, when I am back, the spoilers are on. This Sunday, I talk Pacifics. I talk about the things, what I liked, what I didn't, and what I could see for the show moving forward in a special edition of Alicorn Talks. A new generation has begun, and Code Equestria will be here to document all of it. It's great to be back. Whether in this generation or the next one, I am the alicorn of inspiration, Nirvana Sparkle. Who's in hearts, everyone? Find peace in your own Nirvana. I'll see you Sunday when we talk spoilers. But go watch the movie, please.